They say, hidden deep in the mountains, there lies a valley of blood, a place where neither day ever comes, nor night ever leaves. The air reeks of something strange, the smell of blood, as if the wind itself is whispering ancient secrets. From beneath the cracked earth, faint echoes of screams rise, screams that have been trapped for centuries. This is the place they call the Valley of the Dead. Our story begins with a young man known in many forbidden books as Mr. Taitos, a 27-year-old explorer whose life's work is to uncover the world's most horrifying and savage places and reveal their truth to the world. One day, while traveling for his work, Taitos encountered a strange man. He wasn't very old, but one of his feet was bare, the other wore a worn-out shoe. In his hands he held bizarre, gleaming stones. Without warning, the man grabbed Taitos' hand and asked, "What is it you're searching for?" With a calm but dignified tone, Taitos replied, "I am showing the world things it does not yet know exist." The man let out a deep, shattering laugh. "Then you still know nothing." Something in his voice forced Taitos to listen. "If you truly want to lift the veil from reality, you must go far from here, cross the Valley of the Fairies, and enter the Valley of the Dead. Remember, many have gone there, none have returned." The man walked away into the mist, leaving Taitos with a cold shiver running through his veins. Back home, he began researching. Days of relentless digging revealed the path. First, the Valley of the Fairies. Only by crossing it could he reach the Valley of the Dead. After 6 grueling days, Taitos entered the Valley of the Fairies. 2 days of travel through its barren silence brought him to a desolate land. The trees stood dead and brittle, the earth split with deep cracks, and the air was so still he could hear his own heartbeat. It was as if the entire valley was holding its breath, waiting. Suddenly, through the fog, a woman appeared, wrapped in a black shroud, floating above the ground. Her face was hidden, but her eyes burned red. She whispered only one sentence: "Turn back, before they recognize you." And then, she vanished into the mist. Deeper into the valley, Taitos found a massive stone door carved with strange symbols. As he stepped closer, the ground trembled. From behind the stone, monstrous snakes slithered out, their bodies covered with dozens of blinking eyes. From the soil, swarms of scorpions emerged, crawling over his boots. Before he could react, hundreds of bats, with human hands for wings, swooped down from above. Clutching his bag, he fled into a narrow passage. Out of the haze, dwarf demons emerged, their needle-like teeth glinting, their eyes pure white. One of them spoke in a voice like cracking bones. "Ahead, they will take your body, and behind, your soul." But Taitos stepped forward anyway. He reached the mouth of a cave, its edges stained with dried, blackened blood. The moment he entered, the air thickened, pressing against his lungs. The walls were warm, slick with moisture, claw marks etched deep into them, streaks of dried blood trailing toward the floor. From the ceiling, a thick red liquid dripped steadily. Inside, a chamber waited. Dozens of skeletons sat neatly in rows, each skull drilled with a perfect hole. Beneath them, a pool of blood. In the center of that pool stood a black stone, engraved with the words, "Here, everybody is drained of blood, and every soul is caged forever." The blood began to ripple. Slowly, a tall, faceless shadow rose from the pool, its arms like twisted roots of a dead tree. Taitos tried to retreat, but the cave's entrance had sealed shut, its stone now replaced by a pulsing wall of flesh. Further inside, a massive blood pool shimmered in the darkness. In its center, a pillar of skulls, each holding a severed tongue in its mouth. The blood lifted bones into the air, forming a towering skeletal giant, its eyes burning with blue fire. The creature's voice echoed, "I can smell the fear in your breath, and that will be your downfall." From below, rotting human hands gripped his legs, dragging him toward the pool. Through the mist, the black-shrouded woman returned, but this time, her face was bare, fleshless. Her gaping mouth spiraled with rows of spinning teeth. "I told you to turn back. There will be no dawn for you now." She plunged her fingers into his eyes. Darkness swallowed him whole. Months later, near a village, a hunter found a rotting backpack at the mouth of the Valley of the Dead. Inside, a camera, and the same blood-stained key. The camera's last footage showed Titos sitting in a corner, his eye sockets empty, black veins crawling across his skin. Behind him, the giant skeleton stood in complete silence. In the final second, Titos whispered, "Now, it's your turn."